Hello students, today I'll discuss about revenue and cost. The two topics in one chapter, that is revenue and cost. The revenue part is easier than the cost part. Firstly, TR, AR, MR, total revenue, average revenue, marginal revenue. Total revenue is equal to P into Q, that is price into quantity, price per unit into number of units sold. Average revenue AR is equal to TR by Q because average revenue is the total revenue earned per unit of output sold. And if we derive it, then AR is equal to TR by Q. As TR is equal to P into Q, so we can write AR is equal to P into Q by Q. In the numerator, in place of TR, we can write P into Q. In the denominator, we have Q. So P into Q by Q. Q and Q gets cancelled. We get AR is equal to P. This is very important to remember. AR is equal to P. Average revenue is also called price. And because average revenue is always equal to price in any form of market, in any type of market. So this can be a question. Which revenue concept is also called price? Why? Now we come to marginal revenue, MR. Marginal revenue is the change in total revenue when one additional unit of the output is sold. So MR formula is delta TR by delta Q, change in the total revenue earned with respect to change in the output sold. Now after this, we have to deal with nature of TR, AR and MR under perfect competition. Nature of TR, AR and MR under perfect competition. As we know, under perfect competition, price remains constant. Each and every seller is called price taker. So price is unchanged, price constant. And as price is constant, so TR, total revenue, increases equiproportionately. Total revenue increases at the same rate, at a constant rate, because price is constant. And not only that, AR is equal to MR is equal to P. So we can write P is equal to AR is equal to MR only under perfect competition. P is equal to AR is equal to MR because price is constant. This can also be a question, why is P equal to AR equal to MR under perfect competition? And the answer is very simple. Under perfect competition, P is equal to AR is equal to MR because price is constant. And therefore, as price is constant, P is equal to AR equal to MR. So this price line or the AR line or the MR line is a horizontal straight line parallel to the x-axis. Whereas TR curve, total revenue curve, is an upward sloping straight line through the origin. And it is almost like a diagonal from the origin. So this is about the TR, nature of TR, AR and MR under perfect competition. Now we come to nature of TR, AR and MR under monopoly. As we know, under monopoly, it is not that price is constant, price is not constant. If the monopoly seller raises the price continuously, his sale would go down. Whereas if he reduces the price continuously, then his sale would increase. Then, accordingly, you can derive it. Tabular analysis can be made. Tabular analysis, which will give you the same results. That is, you can reduce the price continuously, and therefore the total quantity sold will increase. If you reduce the price continuously, then the quantity sold will increase. And here in table also the values that you will get, and accordingly the graphs that you can draw. The TR curve, the total revenue curve, will initially increase at a decreasing rate. It will reach the maximum, and then after reaching the maximum it will fall, it will decrease. So this is about the TR curve. AR curve and MR curve, both the curves are downward sloping, and AR curve lies, though both start from the same point, their starting point is same, but AR curve lies above the MR curve. Apart from the first or initial point, apart from the starting point, in all other cases we find, apart from the initial point or starting point, everywhere we find that AR curve is above the MR curve because AR is greater than MR. Now one more thing regarding AR and MR curves in monopoly. In monopoly, the slope of MR curve is twice, is double, is twice the slope of AR curve. The slope of MR curve is twice the slope of AR curve. I repeat, the slope of MR curve is twice or double the slope of AR curve. That is why when you will draw the AR and MR curves, both are downward sloping starting from the same point, but you have to maintain this while drawing. The distance where the MR curve cuts the x-axis, intersects the x-axis from the origin, that point where MR intersects the x-axis, from that point till the origin, that distance is half the distance, from the origin till that point where we can extend the AR curve and make it touch the x-axis. Okay, this has to be shown in the graph, that the slope of MR is double the slope of AR. So this is the nature of TR, AR and MR under monopoly. Now in case of monopolistic competition, so we can say in case of imperfect competition, imperfect competition, or in case of, if we say in case of monopolistic competition, the nature of TR, AR and MR, the nature of these curves, the three curves, the nature is similar to the nature of TR, AR and MR curves under monopoly, is similar. The nature of TR curve is very similar, same nature. The nature of AR and MR curves under monopolistic competition is also exactly like in case of monopoly, but there is a difference here. Then slope of the AR and MR curves in case of monopoly and the slope of AR and MR curves under monopolistic competition, the nature, there's a slight difference. What is that difference? Yes, this is also an important question. Yes, here we find that in case of monopoly, AR and MR curves, these are inelastic, much steeper, whereas in case of monopolistic competition, AR and MR curves are flatter, elastic. Now there's a reason behind this. The reason is, in case of monopoly, there is no substitute available in the market. There is no other seller available in the market from whom the same product or similar product can be purchased. So here, in case of monopoly, even if the price is raised by a certain percentage like 10%, 20%, 30% or even more, the consumers do not have that option to switch over to the substitutes. The consumer, if the consumer reduces the purchasing and the consumption, he or she can reduce the consumption by a very little amount, maybe 2%, 3%. That means change in the demand is less than change in the price. So demand is inelastic. That means the price curve is inelastic. That means the AR curve is inelastic. And if AR is inelastic, MR is also inelastic. Whereas in case of monopolistic competition, unlike monopoly, in case of monopolistic competition, substitutes, closed substitutes are available in the market. Many other sellers are there who are selling similar products, and therefore, if a particular company raises the price by about 20% or 30%, then the consumers may switch over to the substitute products, and we find that it may be that the change in the demand, percentage change in the demand, may be 60%, 70%. That means percentage change in the demand is greater than the percentage change in the price. So we find in case of monopolistic competition, the demand is elastic, AR curve is elastic, and as AR is elastic, MR is also elastic. So this is about the revenue part. Okay, this is about the revenue part. I have given details about what are the topics here, what you have to study. Now we come to the cost part. Firstly, the theoretical cost concepts you need to learn: explicit cost, implicit cost, economic cost, opportunity cost, private cost, social cost. These explicit costs are the costs incurred, expenditures incurred for hiring or purchasing different factors of production. Explicit costs are also called accounting cost, business cost, money cost. Implicit costs are the imputed value of the resources which are owned by the producer and used in his own production activity. Implicit cost refers to the imputed value of that is the sacrifice of that amount which is missing. Imputed value of the earning which he could have earned somewhere else if he would have used his owned resources. That is implicit cost. Economic cost is the summation of explicit cost and implicit cost. Opportunity cost, the next best alternative which is being sacrificed while producing a particular good, that is called opportunity cost. Like if a farmer has used all his resources in the production of rice and he has produced only 1 kg of rice with all his resources, then he analyzes and finds, if he would have used all his resources in the production of the next best alternative, that is wheat production, then he could have produced 2 kgs of wheat. Then we can say the opportunity cost of 1 kg of rice is 2 kgs of wheat. Next is private cost. Private cost is the total expenditure incurred by the private individual producer for his own production activity for producing a particular commodity. And now social cost. Social cost is the summation of the private cost and external cost. That means the total cost incurred by the entire society for the production of a particular commodity. Now, as the society also involves the private individual producer, whom we are considering, he is also part of the society. Then for his production activity, whatever cost he is incurring for the production, that is a part of the social cost. But apart from the expenditures incurred by him, the others in the society, external people, they also have to sacrifice something. They also have to spend something for the production of the particular commodity by this private individual producer. Then that is external cost. So social cost is equal to private cost plus external cost. After this, the very important part of cost part, that is the short-run cost curves. TFC, TVC, TC. TFC is total fixed cost. From the name itself, you can understand that total fixed cost remains constant for the fixed factors. So in the graph, it is a horizontal straight line parallel to the x-axis or the output axis. Then it is TVC. Total variable cost initially increases at a decreasing rate, and after a certain point, it increases at an increasing rate. Initially, TVC increases at a decreasing rate due to increasing returns, and after that certain point, it increases at an increasing rate due to diminishing or decreasing returns. So it's an inverted S-shaped curve. Now when we derive the TC curve, total cost curve, then the total cost curve is parallel to the TC curve, and the gap between the TC curve and the TVC curve is TFC, which is constant. And as the gap or the distance or the difference between TC curve and VC curve is constant, and that is TFC. That is why it's parallel. So TC curve starts from the same point from where TFC starts. TC curve starts from the same point from where TFC starts, and it is parallel to the TVC curve. Now you may think why I say that TC curve starts from the same point from where TFC starts. TC curve starts from the same point from where TFC starts, surely. Because when output is 0, initially, when output is 0, then TVC is 0, total variable cost is 0, no variable factor employed, so no total variable cost. But TFC is there. There is total variable cost, total fixed cost, TFC is there. There is TFC, total fixed cost. And so, TC is equal to TFC plus TVC. As TVC is 0, when output is 0. Therefore, we can say when output is 0, TC is equal to TFC. That is why TC curve starts from the same point from where TFC starts. So this is all about the three curves, total cost curves. TFC, TVC and TC. Average cost curves. Firstly, average fixed cost curve. Average fixed cost is equal to AFC is equal to TFC by Q. As the numerator of the fraction TFC is constant and the denominator goes on increasing continuously at a uniform rate, so the fraction's value gradually decreases. That is why AFC is a declining function. AFC is a decreasing function. And therefore, the AFC curve in the graph is a rectangular hyperbola or asymptotic. The implication of this term, asymptotic or rectangular hyperbola, the shape of AFC curve, why do we say that it is asymptotic or rectangular hyperbola? Because AFC curve never touches the axis. Now, why is it that AFC curve is downward sloping but still it will never touch the x-axis? Because if AFC curve touches the axis, then it is equal to 0, AFC equal to 0. Now that cannot be, because AFC, if AFC is equal to 0, that means TFC by output equal to 0. If TFC by output is 0, that means TFC is equal to 0, and that is absurd. That is not possible, because TFC is equal to 0, that is not possible. Right in the beginning, when output is 0, then also TFC is not 0. Then also there is TFC. So we find AFC can never be 0. Now we come to a VC curve, average variable cost curve. A VC curve is U-shaped due to the law of variable proportions. Initially, a VC curve falls, declines due to increasing returns, and after reaching the minimum point, a VC curve rises, rises due to diminishing or decreasing returns. Now when we derive the AC curve, ATC curve or AC curve, short run average cost curve, we have to add AFC and AVC. Now in the graph, initially AFC and AVC both are downward sloping. Therefore, the summation result of the two, that is AC, is also downward sloping. But after the minimum point of AVC, we find AVC starts rising at a gentle rate, whereas AFC still is falling. AFC is still falling, and the rate of fall of AFC is more than the rate of rise of AVC. So during this portion also AC is falling. During this portion also AC is falling. But after that AC reaches the minimum, the lowest point, and after that AC rises. When the rate of rise of AVC is greater than the rate of fall of AFC, during that portion AC curve rises. Thus, short run average cost curve, AC or ATC curve, is also U-shaped because of the law of variable proportions. Initially AC is falling due to increasing returns, and after reaching the minimum point AC is rising due to diminishing or decreasing returns. So average cost curve is also complete. Now MC curve, marginal cost. What is marginal cost? Marginal cost is the additional cost incurred when one additional unit of the output is produced. When one additional unit of the output is produced, for that, the additional cost incurred, that is marginal cost. So we can write MC is equal to delta TC by delta Q. Delta TC by delta Q. Change in the total cost divided by change in the output produced. MC curve is also U-shaped. MC curve is also U-shaped. Initially, MC curve falls due to increasing returns, and after reaching the minimum point, MC rises due to diminishing returns. Now, there can be a there's a very favorite question, the very common question, relationship between AC and MC. Here, as an answer to this question, relationship between AC and MC, you need to draw a diagram. In the graph, AC curve and MC curve you have to draw, and both are U-shaped. Now after that diagram you have to write three statements. When AC is falling, then MC is less than AC, because MC curve lies below the AC curve when AC is falling. When AC is rising, then MC is greater than AC, because when AC is rising, then MC curve goes above the AC curve. And When AC is at its minimum, then AC is equal to MC. They are equal. That's it. This is the relationship. You need to draw the correct graph, AC and MC curve, and these three statements, AC and MC. After all these, the numerical sums on cost, I can assure you, if you follow my guidelines which I am saying now, you can solve any numerical problem on cost. Let me tell you the guidelines. First, TC is equal to TFC plus TVC. Number one, TC is equal to TFC plus TVC. Number two, when output equal to 0, TVC is equal to 0. So, when output equal to 0, TC is equal to TFC. Third, AFC is equal to TFC by Q. AVC is equal to TVC by Q. And then the fourth, AC or ATC is equal to TC by Q, or in another way we can say AC or ATC is equal to AFC plus AVC. Okay. Then, in order to find out the marginal cost MC, we have to subtract the total cost incurred for a particular unit from the total cost incurred at the present unit. TCN minus TCN minus 1, total cost incurred for the production of the previous unit from the total cost incurred for the production of the present unit. In this way we can find out MC, marginal cost. Next, TFC always remains constant. Next, the last one, summation of MC in a cumulative way, it gives us TC. In a cumulative way, if you go on adding the MC or marginal costs values, you will get the TC values. Now here in many sums, you may be required to find out the TC first based on the MC. That sum can be given. You will go on adding the MC values in a cumulative way. Then you can get the TC values. And in that sum, surely TFC value will be given. Then you can find out the TVC also. Once you get the TC values, then you can get the TVC value by subtracting TFC value from the TC value. Now, numerical sum on cost, very probable, it's a very common thing and very much expected. So I am sure that if you follow these guidelines, you can solve any numerical sum on cost. So this is everything regarding revenue and cost. In a nutshell, the entire chapter I have tried to analyze and explain it to you. Thank you.